Okay, we'll give this a go, even though it's been a while. So this is Brendan, and this is a video dream log while I'm still in bed, just like recording this for my own sake as well as to be able to share with you, because there's actually something that came up that I feel some of you will be quite happy to hear about. Dreams are a very, very potent thing, and oftentimes they're a way for us to be able to communicate with the bigger parts of ourselves, including the parts of ourselves that exist within other people. So this is why when you have dreams, like, other people will show up in them, and sometimes those people are messengers in the same way that we can be messengers for other people through, again, like consciousness sort of being this stream through us. To get to the point, within my dream last night, it was very real, very potent, and those of you who are familiar within the community, you know that there's a good friend of ours who is on the other side right now, and his name is Pheonyx Roldan-Smith, and he was in my dream last night, and he's showed up in my dreams, like, very rarely, but when he does, it's often quite potent. And so, I mean, for me, like, there's a lot of elements that sort of go into dreaming in the first place that will allow me to be able to remember them better. And in this case, like, because I was sort of taking those steps, a couple nights ago, like, my dreams were sort of like mundane, but then, like, last night it was like, okay, like, you've been doing good. Here's a present for you, and the present sort of came through in the form of like a potent dream. And within the dream, again, to get like right to the message, I can't remember exactly everything that was said, but there's like, first of all, I was like in like this like crazy world where like dinosaurs existed, and there were like all these other people, and I remember like there was like, yeah, like we were like living amongst dinosaurs and stuff like that, and we were at like a little like outpost somewhere. But then I like went into like the bottom of this outpost, and there was like this place, and I think there was sort of like water. But then Pheonyx was there, and there was another person who was there with me, and they were sort of responding the same way. They're like, oh my god, like, is that Pheonyx? Like, is that him? And they like start crying and stuff like that. And he sort of gave like this long speech, which obviously I would have listened to in my dream, but I can't remember exactly every single detail about it. But the thing that came out of it, that I wrote down in my book, and basically what he said, what the universe said through him, was the idea that at the end of it all there ever will be is love and courage. And so I thought that was like really interesting, because I mean, we often talk about that. We talk about like, oh, love is all there is, love is all there is. And I mean, like, love is like sort of like the all-encompassing umbrella and everything like that. But to say that all there is like love and courage, I think is actually kind of like more to the point, because like that is like what we need in this time. It's like we need that courage. It's beyond the point where we can just like passively be love. I mean, that there's still a place for that, but there is like the more immediate call for there to be love and courage. So like the courage to love, the courage to love courageously, was like part of the message that came through. So I mean, like, I think there's a lot of stuff, and I'll try and post this like as fast as I can. But there's a lot of stuff that's like happening astrologically as it is right now that some of you have probably been hearing about, and there's like this idea that, as we move into Virgo, as we move into September, a lot of people are just like, oh, there's like some big shift coming up. There's something going on. There's something big going on, and there's always something big going on. And I mean, the fact is, like, like we're in like 2015 now. Like 2012 was like a long time ago, right? So to speak, in the illusion of time. But now, we're moving into 2015, and we've sort of been like living in like this like buffer zone, and we've sort of been like getting ourselves ready, and we've sort of been like doing our stretches and everything like that, and we've just been like warming up and everything. And now, theoretically, it's going to be getting to the point where it's just like the universe is going to be like, okay, like, you know, like things are gonna shift a little bit here. Things are gonna get a little bit maybe more. Um, I avoid using the word serious, but more immediate, more relevant, more perhaps potent, and so I mean like more responsibility. So it comes back to responsibility. So I mean we have to have the courage to be responsible. So I mean again, like the reason why there's other stuff that happened in my dream. There was like this huge other part in my dream which I'm just like keeping to myself because it was more for myself than to be shared. But it was like super potent, and it was like this like huge conversation that I had with another person that was like really interesting because again, you know, it's just like whether to be able to call up this person is like less than always an option, but it's just like, oh, okay, I'll just like talk to them and ask them the questions I wanted to ask them like in my dream, and I feel like I got like what I need to get out of that within my dream as consciousness communicating to itself through the power of dreams. So I mean like the dreams are sort of like this place where like right now like it feels like everything's separate, you know, if we want to contact someone on the other side of the world, in addition to being like psychic, and in addition to like straight up just like emailing them or giving them a phone call, what we can do, we go into this inner space where like all the branches come together into like the root of the tree, which is like inside of us, and like that is where we can like access this point where we can access theoretically like the main kernel, the main nexus that like connects us to everyone, that connects us to everything, that connects us to like all the answers that we seek. But in order to be able to like get there, we sort of like have to have like the access code, or we have to sort of like know like how to like find the door to like get into that room, and that door sort of like is something that sometimes we'll just like accidentally walk through it, and sometimes it's something that can only be accessed through like discipline and you know, like certain patterns within our lifestyle, letting go of certain things, letting go of things that will prevent us from like seeing with the clarity required, or to give us the opportunity to come back with the recall required, so that we can have those opportunities where we're talking with the bigger parts of ourselves and we're able to remember it. Because maybe, you know, that's the thing, like maybe we're always talking to like other people in our dreams in like very important ways, and we just our waking self doesn't feel that we remember it, but our soul self, the bigger self, like will feel that does remember it. That's the thing, like even if you don't remember your dreams, you still do remember your dreams. The bigger part of yourself remembers your dreams. The dreams are there to like teach us, so that we're like learning 34/7, you know. There's a lot that's the thing, like dreams are way more than just random. And I mean like I know some of you guys like are already like on this ship and everything, but I mean that's the thing, you know, like from my perspective, like dreams are super potent, and dreams are there to help us learn as much as we can throughout our entire existence, so that we're learning in the waking life and we're learning in the dream life. And if you can remember your lessons that you're learning in the dream life, in the dream world, then you're functioning more as a student within this reality. And that's the goal, is to like really be taking notes, so again, so like when the tests come, you'll be prepared, and you'll be able to be like, aha, you know, like look back to like page 96, like I remember when this happened, therefore here's the solution, sort of thing, or like here's the spark within myself that I know of. So I mean like talking to Pheonyx last night in my dream, and it wasn't so much talking to him, it was more so just like watching him talk, was like again like something that can sort of be a portal to like an activation of a sensation within myself, or to a remembrance within myself. And at the very least, part of this remembrance is the idea that like we are very much connected. Those of you who know, you know, I'm documenting a lot of the stuff that I do in terms of being able to help us remember our multidimensional nature within this reality, within this multidimensional reality. And so I mean like that's reminding us of these abilities of like yeah, like guys, we are way more connected. Like this reality is way more than just this physical. This reality is way more than what we see on the internet and everything like that. And part of like what we can do, what we have the privilege to do, is to be able to like begin to merge these worlds, begin to merge the dream world with the internet world through the technologies that we have and everything like that, and through our storytelling. So to avoid this video being incredibly long, because for some reason, even though it's already been 10 minutes, it only feels like I've like talked for like 2 minutes, but that's just like how stuff happens sometimes. But again, I just want to be able to let you guys know that I had this experience, that Pheonyx showed up in my dream. And morning, Mom. I'm just making a quick video. 1 second.
Sorry.
So anyways, I gotta get going. My day's gotta get started. I don't have time to talk for too long, but just letting you guys know that Pheonyx says hi, and Pheonyx loves you, and Pheonyx is the universe loving the universe. So you are the universe loving the universe. Remember that, and you are taken care of, and you are supported. Even when it feels like you're like going through the tough stuff, remember the tough stuff is the important stuff that will help us grow. And every great challenge is training for the next one. And there will be more challenges to come. And these challenges are things that are going to help us all grow. They're going to be things that more than that the bigger parts of yourself will benefit from. So in the end, all there will be love and courage, or all that is needed is love and courage. So remember that. And that's it. That's it. And let that message mean what it means to you. And I know it will, and I know it does. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of the bigger parts of the universe, keep doing what you're doing. Each one of us has something very important to bring to this story. And thank you for living your story. So keep writing down your dreams, try not to wake up too fast, like in terms of practical tips, like take those moments to like write down your dreams in the morning, try to just take care of yourself, take care of your body, and your body will take care of you. It's a temple, it's a vehicle, it's a command center to be able to receive cosmic information. So you gotta like clean off your radar dish in order to be able to like get the data coming through, and you gotta have someone at the helm to be able to like take notes as they're coming through, and you gotta log that data, and you gotta like keep like all these scripts coded and stuff like that, and keep your library intact, and organize your codexes. And as you start cleaning things, and as you start moving things, and as you start organizing things, you're reconfiguring your command center in a way that's going to be very effective. And each one of us should be like a forward operating base for consciousness to come through. So as messages are coming through me from the bigger universe, they're going to be coming through you too. And if you got something to share, then please make a video, post it up through LiveNet. The ParadigmShiftCentral.com, ParadigmShiftCentralLive.com. You guys know all that. If you don't, links are in the comments below. But please, just do what you need to do, and love courageously, and have courage, and be love. So I love you. Have a beautiful day wherever you are, whenever you are, and I shall see you in the future. This is Brendan. Until next time, one love. Peace.